So I'm going to be cutting some bits off, well, cutting some bits down, welding it together and the rest of it to make up to the bases of the seats. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode on our Rover. If you remember our last episode of that, I ripped all the interior out. Do I regret it? But we're going to start making it better, and gradual process, slowly does it and all that. I haven't fully decided exactly everything I'm doing it, but I know what colour I'm now doing it inside. So the other day, bought some seats and stuff, so let's turn the camera around and show you what I'm getting up to today. Oh, as we can see, 2 seats there. They need reconditioning and colonising and all the rest of it, which will be for a future episode of stuff. But they're meant to be beige, and they do clean up to beige, because I did clean a bit up. But the P38 Range Rover seats, fully electric, pinstripe around the edges burgundy to match the van, and yeah, all the armrests and the rest of it. So we'll have captain seats and stuff. These ones have even got headrests which go up and down electrically as well by touch of a button, which I got a couple of them little bits missing, but that's what happens when you get things from scrapyards and things like that, which we're not bothered about at all. But yeah, that's how that is. So first things first I need to do, well, first things first I always do when I mess around with P38 seats, I've done a few of them, is get the electrics done. So I suppose let's get the electrics done so they fully work, and then we can get on to making bases and stuff and how they're going to fit. So yeah, have fun. Alright, so wiring on these things. They can be an absolute pain in the ass because you got the outstation on the driver's seat of the P38. That thing there, basically, all the buttons, the rest of it controls that. It runs through, meant to be run through the BCM of a Range Rover. But you can bypass them. And that's what I'm in the process of doing now. On the passenger seat, they don't come with the outstation on it, so it's quite easy to run it through. And if you look, they run through relays and stuff like that. Basically, what you've got to do is make that part of the loom there to replace that box there. And it's not that hard. You just got those wires there that go to live, those go to an earth. But as we can see, there's normal 4-pin relays that you just got to wire in and make a bit of loom. So yeah, I'm going to get on with sorting all that out, right? I'm not going to bore you with it because it would take forever, but I'll show you what I've done when I finished it, and I'll show you how I got it done. But if anybody is interested in doing these seats and stuff, and they want a more in-depth like video of it, stick in the comments down below, and I'll happily go through it in depth with each wire you change, how you do it, the rest of it, on another video if you're interested in that. So yeah, just let me know.
2,000 years later.
So, as I said, I wasn't going to bore you with that lot. As it looks like a rat's nest at the moment. All I've done at the moment is taped and spliced them into the joint just to make sure they work. Then they'll all be cut out, all joined in properly, heat shrinks and the rest of it. But what you do is, as I said, I wasn't going to go into depth, but what you do, you trace your wire through. So basically, if you got one wire like that one there, comes off that motor, goes into there, find out what number block it goes into on there, go across to your passenger one, find exactly the same, and then you can match up wires. So as you can see, that wire there goes into number 5 of that block there. So use your passenger seat, which has got the simple wiring on it with the relays and stuff in it, just to follow your wiring through, and then you make up your little bit of wiring harness with them on there. So in theory, I haven't tested this yet, so don't even go there, so it might all go tits up, and I haven't done any of it at all. I've got my power probe ready, so if I put earth onto there and live onto there, in theory all of these buttons here should work. But will they? I don't know. Let me find out. Right, so you can actually join me while I test these bloody things, I suppose. Let's put my little earth clamp onto my earth. Make sure I've got a good one. That's that. If I go onto that, yep, that's got a bit of current going through there. So hold that underneath there, press, whoa! Come here, wire. Right, got that one on there, got my earth clamp on that side, got that one on there. So now, see, do that. Don't know if you're hearing that or not, but you can hear the relays click. So let's power it up and see what we got. We got backwards and we got forwards. So those two work. Yep. Up and down on the back bit, up and down on the front. Yep, back reclines, backwards and forwards. I wonder if the headrest goes up and down. Yep, up and down, so my headrest all works as well. And even my lumbar support works, so can't be happy with that. That's all that lot done, so now I guess I'm going to start doing some soldering, heat shrinking, and getting all this lot together like it should be. And there we go, all tidied up and everything, all tester taped up and the rest of it, all loomed up. The 2 relays are just sat behind the bottom bar, cable tied on, so you've got 2 wires left, which I admit I've left 1 wire like cable tied loose at the moment just so I can move stuff around. You've got those 2 there just to put the connection on, and then they're done. So there's that seat completely done. Just got to lube that one up, tidy up, put the relays away in the right place and stuff, and yeah, they're both ready to see if we can find out how the hell we're going to fit them to the T4 bases. Right, so now we've got all the electrics on the seats and stuff, which they all work pretty good now and quite easy. As I said in the video, if you want me to do a more in-depth one of how to get rid of the control unit, which normally runs off the BCM for Land Rover, Range Rover stuff, then let me know and I'll go through it a bit more. But now that's done, let's get on to making some bases. For the driver's seat, I have got a single base which I'm going to adapt, but for the passenger seat, I don't. All I've got is a double base, and as some of you lot know, I like messing around and fabricating stuff, so I'm going to make that base a passenger base, which is a single to fit the base of the seat. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of fun. I'm going to be cutting the base down a bit as well because I want to make it lower, because I like my seats to sit lower and I just think it's better, full stop. But we got the sides and the rest of it, so I'm going to be cutting some bits off, well, cutting some bits down, welding it together and the rest of it to make up to the bases of the seats. So let me get some measurements done and stuff, let me have a bit of a workout. I'll be back once I've started cutting, I guess. Right, that was the first cut done. Just cut the base in half. All the markings are on there, as you can see, my little scribe marks and stuff. They're all on there. But because I'm going to be shortening the base, as I shorten the base, I need extra width in the middle. So until I can work that part out, I just need to shorten, like cut the base bit off, because this is actually going to be quite a bit shorter. So as you can imagine, the angle that would go up here would basically bring the base down to get this angle back again and make it all match up again. So it's not exactly as easy as just cutting it and welding it back together as that. It's taking a little bit of planning and stuff. So I've got that one done. I'm going to cut all these into the centre out of it to take out the ribs. I'll tack weld that back together, and then I can work out what width I need, or what I need to take out of that one to get it to be match up and stuff. So gradually getting there. So let me get a bit more done. Right, so there's that lot all cut down, that's now the width. So now, as you can see by these angles, that's the bit that comes up. So now we've got to work out, by using this bit here, the angle of that to come to that, with what to take out the middle of it, and I also need to shorten this bit yet. So I'm going to do some more working out. You'll probably see a bit more cutting going on, get it cut, and the rest of it now I'll show you how much I took out, and yeah, weld it together I suppose. I've managed to get it all together. I made a bit of a cock up. My tape measuring skills obviously weren't very good today, so even a good fabricator can cock up, and I did. But I fixed my mistake. I've added my 2 sections back in again, top and bottom, and welded that all back together. But now we've got it like this. I've got one little area here which I need to box in both sides to make that nice and strong, and I'll put a little gusset across the back of both of those, because the seat base I need that size, and the floor where it bolts to is slightly different size, so that's how that happens. And I got a couple of little sections, one and there to do, and weld it all together. So yeah, I'll weld it all together. I won't bore you with it. I'll show you when it's done, because yeah, I've got a massive headache today, so, and this ain't really helping, like with the welding and stuff, so I'm going to do it little bit by little bit, and yeah, I'll cut back in when it's done. So there you go, all welded up and stuff, all my little cappings put in. I've ground back or lineaged back the stuff you see. Sides are all welded now. It's double welded inside and out, so I was able to grind back my welds to make them look quite pretty and stuff. So there's that bit. I've also, well, no, I broke out the plasma and cut off the ears, so now that's ready to try and work out how I'm going to be joining into the seats. How these seats fit, they normally got these brackets on it and ears on it here and the rest of it, which they're going to go anyway. I am wondering, because of how the base is and how I can get to it, whether I actually weld the base to it. I have done it before, and it actually works quite well, and it doesn't cause any issues because you weld it to these tabs, so nothing gets too hot. But if you ever want to take the seat out, it comes out with a base, because the base is only 4 bolts underneath. And to be honest with you, you can get to everything through the bottom of the seat base on these. So I am very tempted to do it. I haven't fully made my mind up yet. I am contemplating a couple of ideas and stuff, but we'll see what I come up with. It might be welded, it might not. So yeah, I'm going to play around a minute. I'll work out exactly how I want to do it, and I'll go from there, I think. Oh, she's in, guys. As I did suspect, I did end up welding it in, because it was just a million times easier for me to weld it in as it was, instead of mess around too much with it. Because of how it was going in and the rest of it, you can get to absolutely every single bottom of that seat altogether. And the very, very worst comes to worst, it's just the tabs. I use the tabs themselves to weld onto the base. So she's in, she's done, and she's very, very comfortable. And I think it's the right height. I can raise it up from that, but that's the lowest it goes, and I think that's about right. I quite like that. So I'm going to crack on with doing the other seat, and yeah, hopefully I get the other seat done. But I'm not going to bore you with that, because all it's going to be is exactly the same with the base, basically cutting bits off and re-welding it back on again. So I'll crack on with that, and I'll show you it done in a minute. Right, and guys, there's both bases and everything all made, and both seats now in. All I did with the driver's seat is basically just chop the bottom off and re-weld the bottom back on the bottom of it. So it's, as you can see there, it's now nice and short. That seat, because I made that one toward the seat, that fitted alright. That one I had to extend the base out sideways, both bits, just to be able to, as you can see there, the bits there, just for the base to fit on quite right. It fits perfectly against the side of my door pocket, which is perfect. And the handbrake, I don't know if you're going to see it because it's quite dark. One moment. All right, there we go. The handbrake works perfectly fine by the side of it. Don't catch your hands on it or anything else. So that's the front 2 seats now in. So they're in there. They're not wired up yet. I'm going to wire them up when I wire the rest up, but I can move the seats around just using a power probe and stuff for now. Got to get a few bits and the colonizer seats and stuff, which I said about. What I have done off camera is built my bulkhead for the back. All those diamonds and stuff like that, that's just sound dead material, so now you don't really hear it rattle or anything else. I wanted to build a metal bulkhead because the stuff I intend to carry behind it, I don't particularly fancy coming through in the event of an accident. So I built a metal bulkhead. So that's that done. I didn't bore you with that because that's just everyday general fabrication of a bit of box section, a bit of welding, and a few sheets of metal. So that's that area done. I will be putting some, I deliberately used 1 inch box section so I could put some 1 inch thick king span in there to insulate that. Then it'd be boarded and then it'd be all trimmed out and stuff. But that's how that is for now. What I need to do now is work out back seats. I've spent a little while trying to work out what I'm going to use and how I want to do it. What I'm going to try and do is use some seats which basically came with those, which are the rear Range Rover seats, because I bought all the seats because it was cheaper to buy them all than it was just to get the 2. So there's the 2 rear seats. Once again, need to go clean and all the rest of it. But I'm wondering whether I can use the pair of those 2 seats and make them fit in the back of the T4, which is sat in the spray booth to get me extra light and stuff at the moment. But they got the mountings in the bases right there, and the same on that on both of the bases. So I can make a frame up and mount them to it. The backs, once they're up, they're locked. So they don't fall back down, if you catch my drift. So once they're up and locked, they're up and locked. I don't need to worry about it. So I'm going to see if I can make a base up for them. And see if I can get them in there. But what I'm trying to do, underneath the seat, I want to have subs. I want to hide my subs underneath it and stuff like that, because we all know what I'm like with stereo system and I love doing it. So I've been working out a little bit on here, size what my sub box is, the rest of it, so I know how high I need to do it. I know the maximum size of what I can make the base out and stuff. So I'm going to get hold of that box section. It's just that, let's see if we can zoom in, just down there, which I got earlier. It's only just 1 inch normal box section. See if we can use that and some metal plates to make a base up the right size for a sub box to go underneath. So that is the next mission I've got to do now. So yeah, let's see if we can get that done, shall we? What I've done so far and what I've worked out, if you look at the angle of the seat, you can see there, if I hold those 2 together properly, they've got to be lifted up very slightly. But I'm going to run a frame along the back, and I want to put the 8 bits back, and of course I'm going to build it in and brace it across the middle. Not worried about that. But where you got the mountings here, I'm going to build a plate which basically bolts in through there. I'll build another plate in the back corner, and I'll riven up the back corners so that holds nice and tight. But yeah, as you can see, you've got the frame there coming along. I'm trying to get it so it sinks into the seat, so you don't really see it too much. So this is my approach at the moment. I made every one of those by putting the box back there, cutting one, and then matching every one of them, which they all now work perfectly. So what I'm going to do now is leave them on the seat and tack them in place, and then weld them up. Well, I say weld them up, tack them, really well tack them. So then I can then move on to the next little bit. Don't know when I'm going to build a frame, the rest of it, and then build the bases, like the mountings, I should say, or the other way around. But I'm gradually getting there. Let's get a bit more done, I guess. So we've made a bit of progress now. Now I've got the back bar on. I brought it out past here because you've got these little knobs on here, which I didn't want to really be on top of, so I wouldn't have made a frame on the outside. So where you got each one of the things, it's all squared up, but you got the back tube across there, and then I was trying to work out where to put the front tube. I could have done that, notched it in like I was thinking, but then I came to the idea of, if I put the tube on the top, make it completely flat, which goes across there, which it does, as you've probably seen in the time lapse, I had a level out and everything else. Oh, using a level as a straight edge is what I should say. But I did that, just literally just notched out the back corners of it, so that now flips flat. So the base frame, I basically make off of basically make the two frames to come off of these bits here to make the legs to come off of the rest of it. So I just need to make the plates now to be able to bolt it down. A couple of little corner plates here with a rivet nut through them. And yeah, we're getting there, I think. Yeah, I think. But I'm not going to weld any more of that lot together yet, because I'm trying to build it all and then I'll weld it all together in one go. It's just how I am. So I'm going to build a few little gussets now, so for the little corners and stuff, and the plates at the top now. So I'll just knock them out, and then I'll show you when they're done, because it's probably easier, because it's going to take me ages, and there's a lot of time lapse at the moment. So yeah, I'll get on with that.
2,000 years later.
That's the brackets I said about done. As you can see, bolted them in as I went through, and then welded them on. Also got little tabs at the back there to be able to bolt the back of the seat together. So they're all done. So now it's a case of taking the frame off that I've just spent, well, probably about 3 or 4 hours making. Take it back off, weld all that lot up, then bolt it down, and I can make some legs for it. So that's my next mission. Apologise about that, guys. I thought I pressed the record button, but I haven't. I've got the uprights and stuff done. It does look like they're tacked, but they're not. They're fully welded on the underneath and the rest of it. That's now in. I've got a couple of self tappers at the moment there until I put the nutserts in and bolt them in properly. But we got the uprights there. That height between here and here might be a little bit high, but I want my sub box underneath there. Hence the reason why it's that high. I'm hoping it's not. But if it is, then I might have to sacrifice the sub box or build it a different way. But I want my sub box on the front so you see it. But we'll see, excuse me. We'll see. But for now, I'm just going to chuck it in for now. I haven't got any of the gussets in. I'm going to gusset here, here, another one there, and exactly the same on the other side. But I want to make sure it's in there, it's the right height first. So I'm going to chuck it in, see what it's like, and go from there, I think. She's in. It's actually, the height of it is a little bit high, but I don't think it's actually bad out the way. I've sat in there, I've got plenty of room above my head and stuff, and it's actually pretty comfortable. I think it actually looks quite smart in there, to be honest with you. It actually looks better than I thought it would, especially when you look at both sets of seats and stuff. As you can see, the headrests pretty much match up and everything, so it's, I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you. So, for now, I'm going to go home because I'm absolutely shattered. Yeah, I'm beat this week. This week I'm beat well and truly. So I'm going to end this video here because I got a few bits that I want to do on the seats and get a few bits done and stuff like that. But it's a weird one that I've got a process I want to get done, and I want to get a few more ideas in my head, make sure these are 100% how I want them and things like that. But on the next video, we'll start by showing you them in place and stuff like that, if I'm still keeping this way. But we'll go from there. Just play it by ear and stuff. This one's, the front and rear seats, this video's taken me a couple of weeks to do anyway. So I apologise you've had no video for a little while. But it's just one of those ones, it's taken me a long time to get done. My head's not been in the right place to get them done, but I've got them done in the end. And I just apologise for that one. But I shall see you guys on the next video. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you can, please share it. And merch and everything's available in the description down below. So stay safe, guys, and peace out.